we should definitely have a dedicated session on these. Actually, I would love to hear all of these connections that you're seeing from yeah, more like from an artistic point of view, right?
Color is an elementary phenomenon in nature, adapted to the sense of vision. A phenomenon that, like all others, exhibits itself by separation and contrast, by commixture and union, by augmentation and neutralization, by communication and dissolution. The intensest and purest red is produced when the two extremes of the yellow
And then what's all the threads that you see connecting with your perspective? And also please do share more also in the chat. I think we're ready for more more real transdisciplinary art. So welcome everyone. I don't know if everyone had time to look into the agenda, but this time we had an addition. I don't know, Letty, was it you?
Yes, if we can do that, like we can have Satorid maybe read our manifesto. That was like our recollection of what was the mission of Omega and what we were doing here. So maybe it's a good time to kind of recap the essence of what the thing we are doing here. And I love you if you can read aloud what so Sister wrote this down and it's in our manifesto. I cannot find it, so Sister, do you have it? You can share screen maybe for it to read.
Yeah. So I'm still having problems with my Discord or the browser. Likely, I cannot share screen without the thread.
I actually have like this thought because kept on thinking about this. It's like Imaginarium. When we get a good idea and it like hits, we just like go with it. You know, like it like nothing stops us, we just go with it. And I was trying to like most simple way to like imagine it for me, and I've been liking this. So think about like a balloon, right? And you just like bounce it up and down. Up and down, that's cool, right? And then you lose your attention. If you have someone else, you know, when you're a little kid, bounce it up and down, and at first it's like, okay, I don't want to be the one that drops the ball. That like motivates you. And then you notice if you're in sync, you're passing it back and forth, and then it becomes like, oh, let's see how long we could do it together. And then if you get like a third person in it, a little bit more dynamic, and that becomes even more interesting, but it is even more hard. Like it's harder to have everybody get it in sync, and like that for me is an infinite game. Just what we did, we kind of like demonstrated me and Steph. I like, hey, I found that kind of cool and interesting. Just like saying to me, sparked to me. I tossed it back to him, and then he played with it. I feel like everybody has their own balloon, and so this balloon is like your piece of the puzzle. And like almost everybody right now is just bouncing their own balloon.
Yeah.
You don't realize that we could all like have this infinite game where we can toss these balloons that we like crafted out of our own souls to bounce them all back and forth. And this should be like, I think I came to like this own poetic sense of thinking about Omega.
Yeah, that's like the play of Omega maybe, and we were this session that was last year. We were kind of a very meditative state, so we were playing with the consciousness of the group, which was emerging that way, and it was like maybe not passing through the balloon, but we were like very into our own creation here. So it was kind of a different play, and you were connected to that.
And I wanted to like demonstrate like this kind of like a fundamental underlining principle, and then we were doing that in the chat, and that's what emerged out of North Star concept, and so like that idea didn't emerge just for me, and it emerged from us playing that game of going back and forth with this balloon that we discovered in group.
I'd say we should apply this idea to itself.
That was my thing about the infinite games. Like, how can we apply that for like small little games for us to be like motivating each other in a very subtle way, in an intrinsic way. Like, if it's totally up to you, and if it catches your attention, and like if we have like this cultural realization that like that is fun, and that really helps spark that intrinsic motivation, that is like, I think, the most productive way. And I think it's like a goal for all of us to like maintain as a healthy way of, you know, going about our way of life.
I'd be totally game.